Hey there guys, it's Paul Archer from dronesgear.com, and today I'm going to present you a toy-grade quadcopter that pretends to be a DJI Phantom copycat. And it actually does a pretty good job considering it's about $50. It obviously doesn't record as good, nowhere near close actually, but for the price, it has some really impressive features. Let's find out what it brings to the table. Why did I choose to get this drone and review it? I was pretty impressed by the fact that for this low price you're getting a camera drone that can actually adjust the camera angle 180 degrees, and it does also have vibration dampeners for the camera. We're going to take a look at how it records in a moment, but first let's see what's in the box. It says toy level professional machine on it, which is pretty confusing already. Seems to have altitude hold, which is pretty good, and a full HD camera, which is not true by the way. I could only record in 720p. But I might have done something wrong, who knows. It comes packaged in a white polystyrene container. Here is the instruction manual, both in Chinese and English. I could probably make a separate video about all the grammar mistakes in this manual. Just look at the title. Instruction manual. Install landing skids and Blday protecting flame. Blday 2. Blday. When the quadcopter is hovering and the quadcopter is deviated to left or right, okay. Apparently it also comes with a HUDless function. After pressing for 2 seconds and hearing a long D, okay, have no horizontal correction. Conduct horizontal correction. Well, that was about it with criticism, but let's not delve into this anymore. The quadcopter looks a lot like DJI ones, but with toy-level brushed motors. And it doesn't come assembled. On the side there's a hatch for where the battery goes in. It's a 750 mAh 1S battery that will last for about 7 minutes or so. The camera comes separately, and as you can hear when I move it, there's a servo in here controlling the camera angle. This is the vibration dampening board that holds the camera underneath the drone, and it should do an acceptable job. But keep in mind, this is not stabilized like DJI drones. There is no gimbal involved. The controller seems to have a sticker with a fake screen on it for some reason. There's also a bunch of unusable buttons on the left here, and on top it simply says drone, as if it couldn't get more generic than this. Overall it doesn't seem that high quality, but if it works well, I'm happy with it. It works with 4 AA batteries. The left top button changes between the 3 speed modes, slow, medium and fast. I would recommend at least medium for outside, especially in windy conditions. I'm not going to recommend this drone for piloting inside anyway, only if you're using the prop protections and if you have a really big house. The sticks feel pretty good in hand, but definitely nowhere near hobby grade, and here is the standard on-off power button. These buttons, along with the right stick, handle directional trimming, so if the craft is going in a certain direction by itself, you'll have to adjust by moving the opposite direction button, and this is going to happen, especially if there's wind involved. The button on the right of the left stick handles camera movement, so you have to press it each time to make incremental changes to the angle. I would have preferred an analog knob for changing the angle, but it's good to have even this. Below there's a photo and video button. I'm not really sure why they would want to add some fake buttons on the left side when there's already a lot of them, but anyway. On the bottom right side there's a one-key takeoff and landing buttons, although you can do this by moving both sticks at the bottom exterior sides. And there's also a headless mode and a one-key return. But don't get excited because it doesn't come with GPS. What do you expect for this price? Mounting is pretty easy and provided to be quite entertaining. Here are the propeller protections we talked about earlier and a set of spare props. This is a screwdriver and the USB charger. Our drone needs some legs, because landing with the camera is so 2005. And here they are. They look fragile, and probably they are, but that's because they aren't fixed yet. After you attach the battery, make sure you don't start it inside, because it will take off about a meter from the ground when you press the takeoff button. I don't even know why I've been so surprised, frankly. This is the camera tilting in action. Pretty slow but functional and a little bit loud. I took it outside with the app installed on my phone and I connected the battery. Forgot to add that it also comes with a phone holder in the package. You'll have to connect the phone to the drone Wi-Fi, and only then will the app actually work. If you don't want to make the drone launch itself in the air like I just did, Make sure you move both sticks to the outer bottom corners at the same time, and this way the motors will only start spinning and the drone will stay in place. It flies pretty well, but I had to do a few adjustments at first until I got it right. A great thing is that because you can move the camera 180 degrees, even towards the back of the quadcopter, you can turn it into a selfie quadcopter. I found it flew quite well, especially after some tuning. The camera is obviously toy grade, but it does an acceptable job of capturing some nice landscapes even. There is some shaking in the video, but you can probably take it out in post-processing, like I did right here. This is why it's so nice to have a changing camera angle. You can get in the shot the things you actually need and be more creative with your pictures. This is pretty much a good training drone you can buy before owning a DJI Phantom. You can get pretty creative with downward shots like this. And don't forget it can also take photos, although they might not be the best. Overall, this is a good drone to learn how to pilot before getting a DJI Phantom, for example. Don't expect great camera stability, but you know it's pretty rare for a drone of this price to have the ability to actually move the camera from the transmitter itself. This being said, you can find in the description links to the drone itself, spare batteries, and everything you need to fly this drone safely. Oh, and also a nice coupon code. I had a lot of fun with this and I think it's pretty much a bargain. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon because next week I will post a review on the best selfie foldable quadcopter in 2018 and it's also cheap. So eyes on me. See ya later, alligator.
See you later, alligator.